welcome in to episode 15 of our Let's Play Humankind series featuring the Harbor Strategy. If you haven't tuned in and you want to know what is the Harbor Strategy, jump to the link below. Episode 1 is linked in the description. You'll be able to check out the full Harbor Strategy from inception all the way till now. If you're caught up on the series and you're ready to dive in to our next episode, here we are. Here we go. Today should see the end of the early modern era. What was the most epic kind of culmination of the Harbor Strat, going to the Dutch, getting our VOCs in. We're going to place our final VOCs today, and we're going to move up into the next era, and we're going to see just how ridiculous we can take this strategy. Now, we have already cheesed everything pretty hard. For the rest of the game, in addition to just picking a win condition and going for it, we also need, we definitely want to try to get as much gold per turn as possible out of this strategy. I want to see how high we can push this. It's already pretty ridiculous. We're already making 15k gold per turn, but I think we can push that even further. So we'll see what we can do with the Harbor Strat coming up here in this episode. Let's jump in to gameplay. Here we are, back once again, of course, in our capital city of Byblos. It's humming along. 67 people, we're all connected. Everything is going super well. Our empire spans 2 continents. We have full control over the New World, all of the islands in between, and our full continent here. Again, we chose not to oversettle. We're playing on Hamlet difficulty because we wanted to make sure that we got our culture choices, and I was having a lot of trouble doing that when I was trying to do that on Humankind difficulty. And so, just to ensure we got to show off the strat properly, we're playing on Hamlet, but we're trying not to trying not to take advantage of the fact that we're on Hamlet and we can pretty much do anything we wanted. We're kind of doing things that I feel are more normal. Now, we have reached the point in this game where we're making 6,000 science per turn, which is pretty ridiculous. But we hit the tech cap. We've hit the tech cap already. So we actually, all of our science per turn is getting burned because we have to move up into the next era, into the industrial, before we can research any industrial techs. If we were a science civ, which actually the only science civ in the early modern is, I believe, the Umayyads. Or is the Umayyads? The Umayyads might be... Sorry, the Umayyads are in the medieval era, so they're the only medieval era science one. But so if you're a science culture, you can move up and you could research techs one era ahead. Actually, probably one of the most powerful things about playing as a science culture is the ability to research techs above you. But we've reached the end of our tech tree in our era, and so we can't actually research anything else, and so we're really hampering ourselves at this point from moving on in the game. So what we're going to start doing is one-turning our VOC warehouses. Why are we going to do this? Because we want to move up. We don't want to burn all of that science all the time. We have as many stars as we could ever possibly want. If we look at our stars, like, we've got the right stars. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sets where we're already at the top star level. That's more than enough to move up in any game. Even if you're playing on Humankind difficulty, that's plenty of stars. So we have the stars we need, but we want to get all of our VOCs in. So the trick here is you can one-turn your VOCs. And what I mean by one-turn is not build them in one turn, although that would be optimal. What we can do is we can put 1 turn of build time, so 1 turn of production, into each VOC. And then what happens is when you move up, that VOC will stay in your queue. As long as you do not remove it from your queue, that VOC will stay in your queue in that city for the rest of the game. And so you can finish it after you've already moved up. But if you place it and don't put a turn of production into it, then that does not work. So you have to put 1 turn of production into each of your VOCs. That is something that you must do in order to get them to stay when you move up. So we'll be doing that today, as well as attempting to move up to the next era. And so we'll trug along with that right now. I'm going to let this one finish. It's 1 turn from being done, so we're just going to go ahead and roll with that. This one's got 3 turns, though. So in Carthage, what we're going to do, we've already put turns in, right? So we can tell we've already put turns towards this. So we're going to select another VOC warehouse. We can see we have 1, 2, 3 VOCs left to put in here, right? So it'll take us at least 3 turns. for Carthage to be ready to move up because they need to put 1 turn into each of those VOCs, right? So let's jump over into this territory here, and we're going to put our VOC warehouse in, did we decide where? Probably here, so we can put a market quarter here and get some nice adjacencies and things like that. So let's put it here, then we'll market quarter literally all the way around it. That would be the plan. So here we go. We'll put the VOC here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take it. It's in the queue now, right? We're building the one we were building. This VOC is in the queue. We're just going to move it up. Boom. And now it will put a turn in. Now this one already has build in it. You can see down at the bottom, if you look on the VOC warehouse box at the very bottom, you can see that some of that yellow bar is filled. So you know that production has already been spent. So this one is safe. So long as it stays in the queue, this one will stay there. This one is not safe because you can see we have not put any production towards it at the very bottom there. So we're going to spend 1 turn on this one, then we'll move on to the next. That will be our play. All of our other cities, actually, conveniently, are done. So this is the last VOC warehouse in Sidon. You can tell because I can no longer build a VOC warehouse under my districts. So that means all of my VOC warehouses are placed and in. So that one needs to get built. So we're good there. Carthage, we already have a plan for. Kilwa, we've built all of them already, so we're good to move up on Kilwa. Lamu, we're good to move up there as well. And Amsterdam, we're also good to move up on. So we have just our capital and Carthage, which are the 2 cities that need to do this. Now, you'll notice we have quite a few. I think we actually have 4 or 5 VOC warehouses to place in our capital. This is 1 turn away, and it's going to gain us like 90 gold per turn. So I was like, you know what? We'll just finish it. And then we'll start 1 turning them after that. So that should set us up for what we need. And we'll go ahead and get rolling. Let's hit the end turn button. People are still moving up into our era. We did get another estate star, so that's great. We're growing in population. We got sessions ending. I did look at those just before I started recording. There's nothing going on in the World Congress that we need to really talk about. So I think we are good there. What's this question? Oh, curiosities. Nice. We found another Karak. Great. We needed more boats for sure. 100%. Okay, idle armies now. Let's get back on auto explore. You know, back on auto explore. We found 2 more boats. We're gonna rule the seas by finding curiosities alone. Everyone just, oh, we're gonna get that. Are you getting that? Who's getting that? Hopefully he goes and picks that up. It's probably gonna be another carrot. All right, so Byblos, we're gonna start 1 turning VOC warehouses. So let's find out. We'll just put our best ones in. Best foot forward. Here is a lovely 3 harbor VOC. We'll get that plopped. We got to put 1 turn into it before we start making the switch. We have an idle city in Lamu. Let's see, -1 food. So that's not great. So Lamu is ready to get some food. Probably a hamlet is our best bet for doing that. It is indeed. And we have a ton of gold. So what we're going to do is we're just going to purchase a hamlet. Probably our highest food hamlet. 3120. I like the 31. We're going to go right here. Built in. So now they've got 42 food, so totally fine. And fixing any of our PopCap problems that we have. Look, we have plenty of space to put more money folks. Let's expert policy this. It actually takes away all of our science, which is actually good. Why are we working so much science in the city? Get expert policy yourselves. What are you thinking? We don't need all that science. We're burning science currently. And what we'll probably then do, since we're good on food because of that, is we'll just go ahead and put in a market. Oh, well, I scratched that idea. 134 money per turn on a bank? And 48 money per turn on a commodities market. Boom. Boom. Get both of those in. 100%. 235 on a fish market. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, and now it's a lot of money. Always check your infrastructures. Sometimes you'll find some great stuff in there. Now we're gonna jump over to Carthage. Right? Carthage has put now turns into this VOC warehouse, so we're good on that one. And now we have to put in our last 2 are kind of over here-ish. That's a nice spot because it's adjacent to that, so I'm not opposed to that spot. And then obviously this is a highly optimal spot potentially. So I think we go here. Let's go here. We got a 1 turn that one. So again, it doesn't automatically go to the top of the construction queue. So we gotta scoot it up, right? So this is the one with no turns. I mean, this one's got turns. We got this one's got turns. So we're gonna put a turn into this one. We're ready to go there. Beauty. Okay, Byblos has now got some starvation problems, so we're going to take care of them. I want to check all of our cities on that, to be honest. Until I like to look through a lot of the little pop-ups at the bottom, because it just keeps me aware of what's happening in the game. Some people I know just choose to ignore a lot of that stuff. I like to take a look at some of it. I'll ignore some of them. Like, for right now, like, I'm ignoring, like, curiosities, right? I don't, like, that's great, but at this point in the game, it just doesn't matter as much to me. They're just on auto-explore, like, doing their thing. I don't really need to review that necessarily, but for other things, it's nice to know kind of what's happening, because you might trigger a thought of changing something potentially.
If you seek
science correspondence. I'm not signing those right now. It's not beneficial to me.
But no deal.
We could check our treaties.
A bad deal.
A crisis going on. I don't want to renounce anything because I've got people out and about. We're not trading. We're not trading for all of your stuff. Hello. Can I have all of your stuff? Thank you. Now we gotta check everybody.
Perhaps we have some common ground.
That's not good. Give me that. Give it to me. Monumental contract. Monumental contract is nice to have, just in case someone wants to help.
Benefit from growing closer.
Refuse an agreement. Oh. That's rude. There's no trade route? Oh. Full trade.
Tell me.
And full trade. Okay. Oh, lots of crises here. Oh my goodness. Oh, we need 40. We don't want it because we could get more by picking it up. I'm assuming that we have yeah, as long as we have someone there, that's going to be optimal for us because our envoy will go and pick up all those for more diplomatic points, right? More level. All right, Sidon is down to 1 food. But again. Wait, Sidon, how did you get? Oh yeah, you're finished your VOC warehouse. Okay, so we're gonna buy out prop 16K for a farmer's quarter. Woo. Okay, so scratch that because that's. I mean, look, do we have the 16K? Yeah, we get that in a turn. But we'll go ahead and build a farmer's quarter. This particular. That's not where I want. Where's my farmer's quarter? Like over here. The 13. Is that a 15 over there? I would stack. Oh, there's a 16 right here. What does that cost? It's 2 production. Stack it. So help yourself. All right, let's turn a bunch of our VOCs. Got to turn into this one. Got 1 final VOC to place in this land. You'll notice we can place it down here around our hamlet, or we could place it up here. It's all the same territory. Let's see. The 13. 13-4, but this one is on a dead tile, which is actually kind of nice. We could surround it, so that's fine. It's not a great VOC warehouse, to be honest, but that's because it's inland. If you don't have harbors, VOC warehouses are very meh. But we're going to put them in anyway, just for the sake of putting them in. We got turns into this. We're going to go ahead and find another spot. Do we want the VOC up here or down here? I guess down here so we can full surround it, right? There, and then we'll move that one up. Let's make sure we did that in Carthage. Good. Turn. Icarus to the Inca. Amu has gained a population. Oh, we never fixed Byblos. Well, there you go. That's why you should always fix your problems right away. We didn't fix Byblos, so we lost a person. All right, intel collected. That's what we're looking for.
You are a sight for sore. I'm sorry.
I have something here.
That's fine.
With
that. We found another abandoned boat. Set you to auto explore. We'll set you to auto explore. We have so many boats in the water, and I only built what, like a couple? I'm not even sure. Can we upgrade this guy? This guy needs to get up. Where's our land? Where's someone we're allied with enough that we can upgrade a unit? Are we allied enough with Nox to be able to do that? Let's just try. See if we can. Okay, Kilwa is -6 food. So once again, we have just infinite amounts of food. So let's put Hamlet in at 38 in the snow on river. A 38 food, 12 production. That's why rivers and snow are just a beautiful thing. Just beautiful. All right, so let's check down here now, because we probably have access to some of those ridiculous 159 money, 263 money, and 159 money. We're going to go ahead and put those two in. That sounds wonderful. We're not going to end turn. We need to go check on our populations everywhere. And we need to one turn in any more of these. Okay, so we're good here. So we're going to finish off all of these VOC warehouses. They look fine. They're down to 1 food. So we are going to buy out... Oh, they have a hamlet. Oh, they have a couple hamlets. Okay, that's kind of a... That's not a great hamlet. That costs 20.1 thousand gold for this much food. You know what? We're doing it. Let's get the rest of our hamlets in, just for the sake of getting hamlets in. I think we go all the way over here. Beauty. Okay. And they are now food conscious. They're looking fine. You know what we should do? We should also spend our money on those infrastructures. We'll do that in a second. Let's check Byblos really quick. Now I'm remembering that we were having food problems here. And we have to put in another VOC warehouse. I think we have 2 more left, and they're both inland, which makes them, like, barely worth it. Yeah, both of these spots are really good. We'll just stick here. In. We have to go at least 1 more. We have to go 2 more turns before we move up, because we want to get 1 turn into this and 1 turn into the other one, and then we'll be ready to go. But let's check. Get back to expert policy. Gold over science. We should always be doing gold over science at this point. We have so much science. Okay, so gold over science there, and then let's buy out a hamlet again. 10 food is like barely worth it. But that keeps us like in the positive. They're not growing so fast they might go negative. Let's also go down here to the infrastructures, and this is 1,000 gold for plus 54 money. Done. This is 3,000 gold for plus 482 money per turn. Done. Bought it. Let's see. Food market for 66 gold. Done. Buy it. A levy administration, but that leads to a taxation office. Let's see what the taxation office does. So this is only plus 3 money, but it chains into a taxation office. So we'll do this. And then what's the taxation office get us? 47 money. That's beautiful. But it costs 5,000. 47 and 5,000? I'm not sure. Maybe not yet. Now the bank, however, 6,000 for 226. I don't know. Run the math. Like that feels worth. We'll come back around because we might end up spending a lot of our gold here as we do this. Zidon is back down to 1 food again, but they're building a farmer's quarter, so that's fine. Let's see what infrastructures we can buy out for them. There's our great fish market. That's more than worth it. Honestly, for 997 gold, like, we should probably just be buying in all of this stuff. And this is where the harbor strat starts to show its true power. We just buy stuff. Like, if you see something you want, you just click the button. You just buy it. Also, why are we once again, expert policy, like, doesn't seem to be... I guess we were focusing science over gold. I think we need to switch all that. Well, specifically right now, because we're way ahead on tech. Our science per turn number is going to drop like a rock, but... 86 money, okay, 241 money, still feels worth it. I'm going to buy it. 86 money at 1,000, I'm going to buy it. Okay. Let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. Check our buyout on this city. This city's still growing, we're still fine there. Stability is fine in all our cities. Pop cap's actually fine in all our cities, because we've been building in districts like mad. But we do want the fishmonger, because that leads us to the fish market, which is plus 428 money per turn. We're now at 19.7k per turn on the gold. We haven't even built in all of our buildings. 60 for 1,000, I'll do it. 3 is not worth. I know that leads into a better one. And 1,300 for 72. Just spend all of our gold to get more gold. What's our current play? Food is fine in this city. We must have all the infrastructures in already. So I think we're good there. 36 money for a commodity market. This just doesn't feel... That's not currently worth... Oh, we're building a fish market. And then we're building a bank. We could have just bought them. It's fine. We'll let them build. We got banks and fish markets going in here. We'll let these cities build, because they don't have much else to build, so I think that's fine. These guys probably need... throw a hamlet down just to get them a little more food. Keep them in growth mode. Okay, and then let's just make sure that we already set it. So we end turn one more time, and then one more time after that. Byblos grew. A bunch more grievances are generated, but again, we have envoys out in every continent on Auto Explore. 6 trade routes destroyed. That's not great. So there's war going on. There's war going on somewhere. We picked up a bunch more diplomatic. Abandoned. Wait, why does this guy constantly procking abandoned boat? I don't think you actually found an abandoned boat. Oh, that guy definitely did. There's extra boats here. There's literally boats everywhere. Okay, this guy can upgrade now. Perfectly upgrade. Now we set it off. So just die. Lost cities of gold. Trade caravans laden with precious riches arrive often in the city of Byblos. That's true. And so much so, in fact, the envious locals often come to gawp, I guess, at the treasure unloaded by foreign merchants. Stories of where the riches hail from are rife. Now rumors are spreading that there exists a legendary city across the seas where such is the wealth that lies beneath its lands. The streets are paved with gold, and every citizen wears jewel-encrusted robes, and every piece of humdrum pottery is lined with gems. How should you leverage such speculation? We can discover a great expedition will find the fabled city and claim its riches for glory. Costs us 1,000 gold. We lose a population, but we have a chance of triggering another narrative event. That's fascinating, and I kind of love the idea of doing that. We can indulge. We can tell them it rains silver, too. If Byblos become a place of avarice and gullibility, get plus money minus science. That's actually hilarious. I love this. It's basically the lost city of El Dorado, right? Like, they're playing off of the legend of El Dorado. Really fantastic. Technically, probably most times you take the money, but we actually don't need the science currently. It's not a big deal to us. I think I really want to go discover it. I want to see what happens when we discover it. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 1,000 gold. We're gonna pay 1,000 gold, and we're gonna go discover the lost city of El Dorado. Let's see what happens. There's a pop loss. That's fine. We were losing pop there anyway. Okay, so let's get our one turn in here. 18 gold. That's the best over there. Yeah, it is. 18-4, but we're losing a bunch. This is a tile that's not even being worked, and we can build on it because of the connection here, so I'm totally fine with that. Let's do that. Okay. Move that one in. That means we can move up on the next turn, and I think everyone is good, because Carthage got theirs in, so all of our cities should now be fine. Let's do a quick... Our food situation is questionable at best right now, so just make sure everyone is 11, but growth in 2, so we're fine there. All right, let's end turn, and then we can move up. I really want to see how this expedition goes to find El Dorado. I'm very excited. Doctrines. All right, let's check doctrines. Minus 20% money cost on base price when buying a resource through trade. Beautiful. But that unlocks when? After we get to 28 on this? I don't really want to spend on that. I mean, I guess I could. It doesn't matter to me. Minus 50% war support equilibrium value. Equilibrium value. Minus 20% stability cost per turn. I don't care about any of those. We already adopted this, so we're good. There's no crises going on. And we picked up some more. Okay, perfect. Good. Yep. Alright, let's check out our cities. Amsterdam is now 8 food. But again, we have 89.2 thousand gold. So, like, rather than... let's just get... I mean, that's... that doesn't help us. But I'm just gonna put in the rest of my hamlets, because hamlets, you know? Because hamlets. How many hamlets do we have to put in? Goodness. I prefer to make both of those market quarters. Well, I guess only this one has to be a market quarter. This could just be a VOC warehouse. Like, that's the VOC warehouse, right? So this could be the market quarter. And, I mean, this would obviously get nice boosts, but... What the heck? Alright, just bought out, like, just a garbage load of panels. Okay, but it didn't help. It didn't help our food. It helped our food enough that I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Let's get a market in. Building markets. Just gonna keep building. I'm gonna hard build the market quarters. The lost cities of gold. Several years have passed. well, I mean, 2 turns, I guess. Several years have passed since the great expedition of young and plucky adventurers set off to discover the fabled lost city of gold. For years, no word was heard of their travels, but just yesterday they finally returned, walking proudly through the capital's gates, heads held high. Their faces are bleached by the sun and wind, their bodies taut and rippled. But of the riches they sought, there is no sign. Instead, they bring a wealth of stories, tales of vanquished foes, and incredible sights. How will you greet their return? Nice. So we actually get, it's not just something good or bad. It's something where we get to figure out whether it's going to be good or bad. So we can acclaim them, celebrate their triumphant return, which is pretty cool. We get patriotic. So if we want to jump into a military action, we can. We can chronicle. Their stories must not be lost in time, but recorded for future generations and sold for profit. Nice, plus 25 money, I love it. Or we can recruit them. With their experience, these men and women will make fine soldiers. So we actually could get reinforcements in the city, which is, that's pretty cool. I like it. All right, so we're gonna chronicle and take the money. We'll chronicle their beautiful tales. Okay, so we're gonna double check every VOC is in. I just want to be very, very sure. Okay, all those are being built, so we're good in Byblos. All of the Sidon we know is good. Carthage also is good. Wait, quick. Can I double check Byblos again? Yeah, so Byblos, all of them are in. All of them have turns. Sidon is done. And we've got all turns into Carthage. Ilva's done. Amu's done. Amsterdam's done. Byblos is done. So we are good. VOC warehouses are in. Everything is ready to go. We can jump up here. Double check our star situation. We didn't do any military action. Diplomat stars, we're kind of far away on that. We just collected one of these. We could probably get another Estate star if we're trying to push it in this game. We are not. So, it is time to move up. Now, we've talked about this before, what we might move up to. Now, the Argentinians are an option because we do get another merchant thing, but the Silent Arrow is not really something that benefits us in a huge way. So, our options really become the Persians, who are actually a builder, not a merchant. But they help you through endgame conditions immensely well. The Persians are arguably the best industrial era culture there is. The Mighty Works alone are fantastic. The fact that they have a Cavernassery that's a makers and market quarter, plus gets you increased movement speed to armies that are running out from this district. I mean, like, it's just a good quarter. It also gets plus 1 money per number of trade routes. Caravanasseries are a huge district. So, Persians would be a great option for us, but in the spirit of the harbor strat. Now, the Siamese are also not a merchant people, right? They are industrial as well. They're a builder. They have a builder affinity. But Gilded Orchids gets us +3 industry per district in all cities. That's huge. Also very helpful. +1 money generated from all ongoing trade. So they have the effect of 1 Caravanassery in all city. Like, so you're essentially getting a Caravanassery in each city in the trade portion of it, just through Gilded Orchids. So it's not as good, obviously, but we also then get the floating market, which is +1 money per population. I would argue that depending on where you're at in the game, the number of trade routes you might have might rival or surpass your population. It just depends on how you've been playing the game. But +1 FIMS per pop is, again, one of my favorite things in the game of Humankind. I think it's hugely valuable. Plus, we get also market makers. The Siamese are a powerhouse culture in the industrial area as well. So this is the way we're going to go. Why? Because the floating market, it doesn't act as a harbor. It does go on water, though. It's going to make our coastline look amazing. And so that is the direction that we're going to take it. So let's adopt the Siamese.
The world gets larger, the cities expand, buildings reach higher, and roads stretch longer. And yet, the world gets smaller as bridges unite lands. Towns congest, and railroads bring distant goods to the doorstep. Anything seems possible in this wondrous future. Though as humankind grows, the planet itself appears to shrink. Forward to the future, on elephants, armed with Gatling guns.
I mean, hopefully we don't have to build any Gatling guns. Dutch to the Siamese, one of my favorite little maneuvers. Dutch to Siamese is very nice. We're in our new era, and for the first time, believe in this game, we are now not playing a merchant culture. We are playing an industrial culture. What are all these? What's happening here? I don't know what's happening in these districts. Look at all these little smoke things running around. All right, trade routes blocked. Change reputation. Foreign war declared. Close-up has declared war on Burley. Okay, that was nice to know. Might disrupt some of our trade routes. Sidon and Lamu are near starvation. Okay, so let's do a quick city check. Sidon needs stuff, so we'll just go. Oh, they literally finished their farmer's quarter, but they must have gained population at the same time. So we need to research something that is food related. So we'll check our text here in just a moment. The floating markets are not going to get us any food, so I think we're gonna have to go into buying out farmers' quarters. We're not gonna put them over there because that's reserved for other things. So what do we got down here? Any like decent spots for these? We really don't. 13 is not bad. 13 is definitely, I think, the one. This place is not great for food, but yet the city is growing at a tremendous rate. So let's buy that in. They're at 6 food. They're growing, but they're growing slowly. And actually, you know what? I'm very fine with them growing slowly at this point. Here's, of course, and I think we just start putting in floating markets at this point. Because we're gonna buy in all of our infrastructures because they're relative. The districts are no longer cheap. The infrastructures are becoming cheaper. Let's put our most potent one in. Oh, beautiful. We don't care about the stability, so we're gonna take the one with the higher gold. 6 industry, 102 gold per turn, and 4 influence. That, as you will notice, is actually better than a fully stocked VOC warehouse. The full harbored VOCs can't even compare to the bonuses that you get from per pop FIMs with the Siamese. That is why I tell you, anytime you see a FIMS, any of the FIMs per population, the gains are enormous. The gains are enormous. We spent all this time setting up a VOC harbor, perfect harbor VOC scenario. And look, we're getting like what? It's gonna go to 99. It's gonna be a 99 gold per turn VOC here once we put this district next to it. But this base district for the Siamese, this floating market, 102. All right, let's build it. Let's build it. Kilwa is doing just fine. They were just building a bunch of stuff that gets them expensive things. They have food and population cap for days, so we are going to put in floating markets to start. We're pretty much going to use their suggested floating market spots for them because they're just going to get us the most gold spots, and we don't really... It's going to be next to our harbors. We'll make sure it's next to our harbors each time, but we're probably not going to like overextend too much on this. We could move up here, potentially... Just for the extra, we're not getting extra gold, but we're gonna put some market quarters in here, so like technically that might get better. I don't know. This little triangle looks kind of fun. Let's just do that. All right, floating market going in. The gleaming engine. Over the ages, your empire has created and maintained a great economic engine. That's the envy of every empire who's crossed your path. Now that the world's main players have been discovered and all know your strength, you must make a choice regarding your economic policy on the grand stage. Authorized ally of trade with good with allies only. Prevent spread of other empire's sphere of influence from non-allied territories. That's nice if you're having kind of problems, right? Authorizes trade of goods even in a diplomatic state of war. That is fascinating. I've never tried that before. We're not going to try it today, particularly. But I do find it fascinating that you can trade with people you're at war with, and that they would like that's an acceptable thing somehow. All right, we're back into our tech tree. So finally, for the first time in this episode, we get to pick a new tech. We've been burning tech the whole time. Now, if you're looking at industrial era techs for yourself, you might be thinking about steam engine, because it gets you to the colony blueprint, which would then allow you to put in a late stage city with all of the infrastructures unlocked. And that makes a very potent city. Very potent city. So that's something that you might be thinking about as well. The other thing that we might be thinking about is the putting in more research quarters if you're kind of going in that direction, and the fertilizer plant which does get you plus 10% food just straight up, which is very nice. You might want to think about what districts you're building, right? Because you get minus 20% cost on Maker's Quarter, which actually I think would reduce the cost of our floating markets because I do believe they count as a Maker's Quarter. So that might be, the Steam Engine might be something we look at. You also have things down here, further down the tech tree in this particular era in the industrial that are very, very potent. Electricity is going to get you minus market quarter cost, but it also gets you coal generators and the coal plant, which does start to generate pollution, but man, you can start to do some cool stuff. The grain silos, the industrial silos are one of those ones that starts to do pollution from farmer's quarter. If you're running a game like I usually do, I typically do not end up building these industrial silos. The pollution that they cause ends up being more of a nuisance than anything. So the tech that I really gear towards, that I focus very, very hard on in the industrial era is right here, microbiology. The main reason is we can start building farmers' quarters for cheap, but pasteurization gets us minus 20% population consumption on city or outpost. That means that they consume essentially 20% less food, that's how I understand it. That is massively helpful and will reduce your food costs per population across the board, and so then all of a sudden you can be growing your cities again because you will have much more excess food. It also gets you mass vaccination, which is huge, +1 stability per pop. We're obviously not having stability problems in this game, partially because we're on Hamlet, and we're just doing ridiculous things, but, and the Swahili, to be honest. But if you're having any population problems when you get to mass vaccination, you can actually double take care of stability, right? So stability per researcher, stability per pop. So if you're having stability issues, this is definitely the way you want to go. It gets you food and it gets you stability across the board on 2 different things. Microbiology is a very potent tech. We're going to tech there for the food alone. So you can see we actually have 3 techs to get there. So we're going to actually plug through Steam Engine, through to scientific method, and then all the way to microbiology. But we'll get there as quickly as we can that way. So that's the direction that we are going to head. Notice all of our movement of people in our cities has not affected our science by too much. I mean, by 1,000, which is a lot, but we're cranking science, right? A fight? Who's fighting us? Oh, no, you got free people's fighting my envoys? Run away. Run away, friend. Go find some intelligence. Okay, let's do a quick double check on our cities here before we hit the next turn button. I just want to make sure we are clear. 24, clear. 16, 6, we're growing in 9. 2, we're growing in 14. And okay, so we're kind of slowing our growth down a little bit here, which is fine. Until we get a big tech like microbiology, we're just going to be putting in farmers' quarters for a ludicrous amount of production or money. And that is then going to translate into growth, but the cost per growth probably just doesn't equal what we're looking for. So I think we're good. All right, Lamu is now ready. We're given a grievance for trespassing. Oh. For trespassing? Intel collected. A war ended. Trade routes blocked, resource sold. Okay. Let's see. Lamu, minus 10 food. So that's not great. So let's go ahead and I feel like this is going to get us. Oh, 28 food. Yeah, right here. Right, so there you go. So your problems are solved. Food-wise, problem solved. And again, that's why I love the harbor strat. Problem? Perfect. We can fix that by just buying it out. I'm going to take the gold. I'm going to take the increased gold. Actually, that increases our VOC warehouse, though. We actually end up getting, I think, almost. This is really tempting. I want to surround the VOC warehouse, though. It looks better surrounded. I'll put it here. I'm putting it here!
What noble... I'm sorry.
Not giving them that because it
no
only helps
deal
them. It doesn't help me at all. Do civic. Your religion. I don't think I ever used this one. We don't want to lose the ability to make a state religion. Minus 75% foreign religion strength. Plus 25 faith in territories if your territories follow your state. Replaces the current state religion with atheism. Who's the... Wait. We don't want that. We don't want this. State atheist. We like our religion. Harbors R Us is a great religion. We don't want to get rid of it. That is such a cool symbol. We should probably start making deals with free peoples, huh? That's something I've completely ignored. Like 100%. Oh no! Oh, he's gonna die. Envoy, no. Well, that's some nice high ground. You're still gonna die. Might be able to actually hold out and win this fight. He can only attack us with one guy. If we can, no, it's gonna. We have to wait one turn. I think he's gonna end up dying. Okay, so that we're like cranking through turns now, which is totally fine right now. Let's go check our cities. Some of our cities, right, are just building our VOC warehouses still, which again, totally fine. We're just double checking food scenarios. 6 food, but again, slow growth, so we're fine with that. Let's get these guys back on expert policy. Rank that. These guys, I don't. Everybody is on this weird, like, modified policy. I don't. Something must have reset in my. Like, nobody should technically be working science right now. They'll all be working money. We want money. Don't you understand? These guys are doing it. Yeah, oh, these guys. What are you doing? Let's get back on expert policy. Do the things that we need you to do. Okay.
Whatever you intend to produce, with 15 makers' quarters, I guarantee there will be a lot of it.
Merchant star earned already. Alright, kill was star.
Starvation.
Let's go deal with this.
I don't mean to nag, but the marks one leaves on history should not necessarily be from malnutrition.
I agree. That in. That solves their food problem for now, so that's fine. We'll just go with it. Alright, lots of things. Ended a tree. New proposal. We took care of Kilwa already, so we're good there. Who's proposing?
Take a
The
seat.
science correspondent.
I...
Just not going to do that. Share maps. See? Like, we'll do
It
that.
is mediocre, and I'm...
That's fine. We can share maps. Okay, Sidon is ready to build something. They're at 5 food, growing in 8 turns. And that's fine. I'm not, like, set... Why are we more food than that? Yeah, we're at 25 food, growing at 3. The policy things are buggy. I will tell you that. I feel like the policy things are pretty buggy, because like, it wasn't giving me the accurate numbers. I'm assuming that those numbers correct themselves at turn, but I don't know that for a straight fact. We also need to go through and buy more things. So let's go ahead and work floating markets. There's a nice 97 floating market. That's a nice little spot for it, too. I like it. Perfect. We'll put that in. Let's go to buyout and go take a look at what we can buy out. I'm thinking we just buy out anything that costs less than 2,000. We just buy anything that costs less than 2,000. Like that costs less than 2,000. You cost less than 2,000, I'm buying you. That's over 2,000. Right, let's just buy infrastructures in. Oh, let's put in some coal. I'd like to see coal. We'll put in the coal. Okay, less than 2,000, less than 2,000. Buy in some walls. If you cost less than 2,000, we buy you. We don't even look at the numbers. School does not add anything. Oh, do we not have any research quarters in this entire place? Hello? Don't have any research quarters here. Okay, we can fix that. Where do we want it? This is all kind of nice land. What is that? Is that a VOC? That's where our VOC... That's a VOC spot, is it not? I think it is. So we want to put a market quarter here, technically. So if we're putting in this, we don't want to put it there. We want the market quarter. These tiles are nice. I don't want to burn these tiles. We'll hold. We'll hold. We'll hold. Go to the next city. We'll spend some gold. Go to buyout. If it costs less than 2,000, we buy it. There's nothing that costs less than 2,000. Well, and then on the new world, honestly, there probably isn't, because we would have gotten all of those effects. We'll go like less than 3,000 next time we go through. So 76k. We can just do it now. Oh, we haven't done it here. Boom. Boom. Go to the garrison in the city. Oh, that one was an expensive one. Clicked it anyway. My bad. All right, so let's go under what? Under 3,000. Anything that costs in the 2,000 range you can buy in any of our cities. We'll just spend down our gold really quick. I don't know if that's really getting us necessarily anywhere, but I just want to make sure we're keeping up on. Right. What's that one? That one was 10. Right, we said under 3,000. These cities might actually have infrastructures under 304. That's attorney fields. Buy out. I guess it's just the one thing that we're buying out in every city. Just one infrastructure. Not even in this one. Amsterdam must be even newer. Perfect. Spend some of our gold. We have 50k left. We'll probably expand that out next turn and buy even more stuff, but... Who's fighting who? Oh, this guy's still fighting. I think he's gonna die. Oh. Couldn't live. Put up a good defense on his little hill, though. Defending on a T. Maybe he was sipping some tea while he died. At least that would be positive, you know?
30 makers' quarters? To call this empire
We're gonna check our
industrious
food situation again.
is to call
Trade
the
routes
sun
destroyed.
tepid.
Bunch of trade routes destroyed. Grievances available all over the place. Jumbo Pixel is now known as a thief, so that's not good. Wait, is it 18? Oh, really? Oh, Harbor's Rust is spreading to everyone. What did Jumbo Pixel do that has people so angry? Must have declared war on somebody. Alright, Kilwa is at 15 food, so that's fine. So we just keep putting our floating markets in. That's a lovely floating market. I like the look of it. Perfect. Lamu is going to put more of these in as well. That's another lovely one. Let's put it in. Amsterdam. Let's just build floating markets. Is that where we want this one? Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool plan. Out in the ocean. I like it. Wait, why is Amsterdam's working on a market? Why did we... Oh, we didn't... We pressed all kinds of weird buttons. Okay. Let's go back to our capital and spend some more of our gold. We're making 23k gold per turn. Not all of our VOC warehouses are even finished yet. So let's just do some buyout. Let's buy out anything that costs less than 4,000. That's going to drain our gold really fast, but we're going to do it. Oh, we forgot to buy stuff there. Let's skip the tourney fields for now, since that's not, like, particularly helpful for us. We're doing under... you know... we'll just buy it. Yeah, just in case. Just in case. Click on... again, if it's under 4,000, we buy it. We're starting to run out. So let's not buy the military stuff since we know we're not going to use that. Four. Still need to put. Actually, you know what? Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. We have to wait for that to be done. We have to wait for this VOC warehouse to finish before we can buy. So this one, oh, it's finished. Okay. So we can actually buy out a market quarter. Oh, 27.9 thousand per market quarter. Oh, so never mind. We have so many market quarters that they now cost an extraordinary amount of money. I love it. Okay, let's get that in. What's our stability at? 462% surplus. Look at that, we're down to 11.7 thousand gold. We've done it. We have 28 science. We don't need the apothecaries either. We're not even running any science. Like, why are we buying those in? We're not running scientists right now. 34 money done. Do it. Okay, we have 900 gold left. Look at that, we did it. Of course, that means that now if one of our cities runs into, well, we get 23k more next turn. Never mind that thought. And we ran into food problems. We get 23k more gold next turn, so it's fine, really. Carthage lost pop? Were we not paying enough attention? A bunch of cities have become starving, so let's go ahead and deal with that. We're running into a growth problem, which I'm fine with for the most part. Alright, that's a lot of... Whoa. Here's the problem. Everything is very expensive. We need to get that researched. We spent 18. We can only save one of our cities. 18k on a farmer's quarter, but it's not even gonna be like a great farmer's quarter. Yeah, 15 is the best like farmer's quarter we have in Biblos. So honestly, like we should probably just sacrifice 12 population. No, that's a bad idea. What we'll do is we'll go buy out. Oh, we have an envoy then. Perfect. Let's buy Spymaster instead though. Spymasters can collect just like envoys can, right? Yeah, they're intel gathering. So let's just buy one of these. They're expensive, but...
Your first Spymaster. This is sure to take the espionage up a notch.
I sure hope so. Alright, Sidon is at 25, 18, but they're growing in the next turn. Whoa. Apparently I've never built a Spymaster in the game. Probably, it's entirely possible. Kill was fine. 8 turns for growth here, so again, I think we're fine. Okay, and then the Amsterdam's not fine. But we can buy out a arms. And 14 food. Rolling. Multiple cities back into starvation status. How many turns until we get the tech that we need? New civics. What do we got? +5 influence on main class. I don't really care about that at this point. We could probably switch, to be honest. I swing for display loss per turn. Let's see. Okay. Cities that are doing, wow, 22 minus 22 food. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Let's build a farmer's quarter. It keeps telling me to build farmer's quarters there, so I really want to just go build market quarters. So it stops telling me to do that. But it's gonna lose. See, it's losing pop in 2 turns. So if we want to save the city, like we actually have to buy it out. We can only do for one city. But that's fine. Let's just do it. But I'm still not gonna put it there. 12 food is probably our best bet. That's a 12 food that we could then surround pretty well. Or any of these as well. I like this one. And then 6 turns. So now you can buy it. Now you can build in your next one. Probably. 7. This one's 12. Just build that. Now we're dealing with the issue of food in a very real way. So we're going to leave these guys are fine. We'll just keep building in these guys here. We got our floating markets in there. I think we're good. Well, we have 17k left, so let's double check on our cities really quick. We got our treasury back up here a little bit. Let's make sure no one is actually starving. 6 turns, so again, we're fine. Oh, Carthage is back in substantial trouble. So we have to buy a unit here. It's not bad to have a standing army anyway, like in your space, so it takes the most pop. 3 pop for halberdiers. Done. Fixed all our problems. End turn. Alright, this might be our final turn. We'll see how fast it goes. Gilwa is now starving. That's fine. We'll double check all our cities at the end. Agreement proposals have been sent. Religious conversion is going. Resources sold. Intel collected.
Ah,
Don't want to do that.
I'm sorry,
Check
but
trade
no
really quick.
deal is better than a bad deal.
Just make sure we are indeed purchasing everything, getting the
You
most
have
out
let
of all of our
yourself
stuff.
Yes, greetings.
A bunch of our trade
I
routes
hope
got
you don't mind if I
broken
stay
over
on.
the course of those periods of time, so that's why always like check your trade.
So
You
That's
look
why I have all
different.
those things pop up, because it's supposed to remind me to. There's a block. I don't know what that's. I don't know what that's about, but apparently I can't get there.
It is a pleasure
Salt.
indeed to see you.
Can we buy some, please? Thanks. Alright. Gilwa, you're having food problems. Again. We have 39,000 gold. I think we're just gonna buy a unit. Just start stacking up military for the sake of more floating markets. Oh, I like this one. That's a fun floating. Amsterdam, more floating markets, please. 72. That's enough. That's enough. Let's put that. More floating markets. Let's do a quick check of all of our cities. 0 food. Actually, that's a nice place for Sidon to be, because we should actually stop the building of this. It's fine, because we'll be getting to that tech soon enough. 93 food per turn in Kilwo. Whoa. Oh, that's because we just reduced their population by 3. Yeah. Okay. Let's do... okay, one more turn. One more. I get to turn 170. New doctrines are in effect. We should probably check what those are. Proposals. Downgraded treaties. War support. Violence. Halting trade. Perfect. Great. Let's
It
check out
gladdens
these.
my
I'm
heart
not
to
gonna-
see you this day.
Don't
I-
ask.
what do you
Share
say
matters.
to this?
I accept.
Your
See? Just send me reasonable trade proposals. Alright, all of the floating markets are in Lamu now. So Lamu has actually built all of its floating markets. That was fast. This city is churning. They got all their floating markets in already? Hey, good for them. Okay. Let's yeah, we do not have a population cap problem. We don't have any food. Oh wait, we just got access to the fertilizer plant. We got access to the fertilizer plant. That's going to be incredibly helpful. We could buy it out for 13k. Or we just build it in. It's a 4 turns, a 5 turn build. I will just build it in. In that city specifically, we can at least build it in. Any of our other cities that are struggling now, we can just buy that in, and it's going to help them in an immense way. So, 22 food, 0 food. I'm still fine with that. They're building their own stuff. 62 food now. Okay, so I think we're good. I think that brings us to the conclusion of today's episode. That was some serious progress. Turn 170. We already have a city with all of the floating markets in. We're cruising through the industrial era, and our money, our gold, our money, I think it's technically money, our money per turn has reached the 24.7 thousand per turn rate, which is very nice. Again, this is turn 170. So we'll see this creep on up as we continue to go. We also have some pretty big infrastructures that some of our cities don't have in, right? So if we look at some of the infrastructures we have to build, that's a 46 money per turn. That's 47 money per turn. That's 265 money per turn. So we do have infrastructures that will crank that through the roof in several of our cities. Once we get everything kind of worked out, Biblos still has VOC warehouses. They haven't put in a single floating market here yet. Once we hit our next tech, which is microbiology in 4 turns, that will solve a lot of our food problems. Then we'll get to roll into faster builds on the rest of everything, because we'll start buying in like floating markets probably and things like that. So we'll get cranking here in the industrial era. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of our Harbor Strat series on Humankind. I'm having a blast playing this series. We're rolling into endgame here. We're in the industrial era. We're already 4 stars deep into that. We've got cities that are going to be cranking out our floating markets. It's going to be one of those things where, again, once all the floating markets are in, because our cities are so large, once all the floating markets are in, boom, we'll hit the move up button and we'll churn and burn towards a victory condition. We have to kind of pick what we want that victory condition to be. We've got some options, and so we'll start discussing that in more depth during the next episode. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and hit the the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button as well so you know when I release these videos. Every Sunday, we come out with new content here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.